right, all right. Yes, another episode of the Corporate Life Show with McAden. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. It is another Friday evening. It is another time of sharing insightful information and knowledge that empowers you as a professional and as an entrepreneur. And tonight is going to be an interesting conversation with, of course, my guest in the studio at the Corporate Life Show tonight. So please, if you're joining us, don't be selfish. Share that link right now. Invite your friends and your colleagues in the office. Let them join us in the conversation because everyone is born to do business, whether you like it or not. Some of us have this mindset, oh, I'm not caught up for business. But then you can be part of this show, then you learn how to do better in any business endeavor you find yourself. Even when you work with organizations, because your organization where you're working, they are involved in one or two business, and that's why they can pay your salary or your wages. And join me in the conversation tonight, and join me to welcome Mr. Bede, who will be joining us for tonight's conversation to share with us how to source for fund for your business plan and ideas in this tough economy. Please join me and welcome Mr. Bede into the studio. Thank you very much. Mr. Bede, how are you doing tonight?
Yes, I'm doing fine, McAden. Thank you so much for inviting me to the show. I I feel so honored. Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor to actually have you in the studio with us tonight, sharing with us from your own experience and wealth of knowledge. And I believe at the end of the conversation tonight, our guests, our audience, will have their note filled up with information and tips on how to do well with their business going forward. And because of our time, we don't want to waste much time doing introduction and the likes. We believe that all audience are out there waiting for us to commence the show proper, and we want to dive into the conversation. But then let me ask you, because I always like to start the conversation from the standpoint of definition. So, Mr. Bede, how will you define actually business or doing business? How will you define it?
Okay, I will define business. Business an everyday thing. Um, Man is born, to do business. Like the Bible said that when Adam was created and God put him in the garden, one thing he gave him an assignment to tend the garden, and business is all about life interaction, exchange. Having need and then doing an exchange of the needs being met and then reward being given. So it's an everyday thing, and man is engaged in the part of man. So that business.
All right, thank you very much. We must engage in exchange of value. That's what Mr. Bede is saying to us. And thank you very much. Going straight to the questions we have for our conversation tonight. And the first one is, what are the most vital funding options for startups and small businesses in a challenging economy that we have like today?
All right, thank you, McAden. It's a very important question. So there are various options that we have. Let me just mention a few of them. Okay, now we have bootstrapping, which simply means making use of your personal funds when you're starting your business. So you make use of the personal funds that you have, maybe you have saved up or that you've kept somewhere, and then putting it into your business to make the business to come alive or to expand it. Okay, another one is angel, investment. There are these people that are called more like angels. They are people, individuals who are out to invest in businesses. So what they do is they are always on the lookout for viable businesses that they can invest in. So that's one thing about them. And one unique thing also about them is that they are also maybe entrepreneurs, or maybe they are from the corporate world. But all they do is to look out for businesses as individuals so that they can invest in those businesses. All right. Also, we talk about crowdfunding. With the advent of the internet, crowdfunding came into being, whereby you present your business out to, maybe through crowdfunding sites like Kickstarter, and you present your business out there so that people can look at your business plans, and then individuals will be contributing their little quota to help make that business, to come to fruition. And then also we also talk about using going to friends and families. That one is very, very important. You may think that it's not important, but it's a good way of raising funds. You meet your friends, you meet family members, you meet all those your uncles and those that believe in you. Tell them about your business, and then ask them to help you to raise the funds you need so that you can put it in that your business idea. So those are the much I can say for now because of time.
All right, thank you very much. In addition to that, I think we have investment banks that will be interested in investing in businesses. We have a microfinance bank that will be willing to support businesses. And one key thing that you mentioned, and that is a great factor for a business success, is going to friends and family to support your business idea is actually very a key one for anyone starting a business, and I will advise anyone to key into that opportunity. That means you must have built up a strong relationship with friends and family to be able to
Beautiful.
tap into the benefit of their financial capacity to help out in starting that business. So thank you very much, Mr. Bede, for that response. And like I said, this conversation is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a very fast one because we have quite a number of questions to ask Mr. Bede and gain a lot from his wealth of knowledge in the shortest time available to us. And that's why we'll be going
Okay.
straight to question 2. How can entrepreneurs effectively pitch their businesses or their business idea to potential investors or lenders? Sorry, pardon me.
Okay. Now, this is a very important question, and this is one thing that I find a lot of those who are engaged in businesses or entrepreneurs, they have issue in this area. And so, look at the things that investors look at the things that they are what they are watching out when it comes to knowing if they will invest in your business. So first and foremost, they want to get to know what problem is your business going to solve. Now that's very vital. What problem is your business going to solve? They want to know that. That's number one. Then number two is there a market for that your business idea? Is there a market for it? Is there market validation? Are there people who need the goods or the services that you are rendering? So number, you have to explain to them how are they going to make money from this your business. Listen, every investor wants to, number one, get his money back and then make extra profits. And that's the reason why he's investing. So you have to tell the investor how is he going to make money from this business. And then the last one I want to talk about is this. You have to show them a projection of how money will be able to come in at a projected future. So you have to explain to them how this amount of money is going to come in at this period in time in the future. Pitching is very important. This is where a lot of entrepreneurs, where they fail, pitching. If there's anything you should learn how to pitch, learn how to communicate your ideas, learn how to convince and persuade the investors. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Pitching is very important. If there's anything you must learn, is learning how to what to pitch the idea so that an investor will buy into such an idea. Thank you very much, Mr. Bede. And I love the direct approach to each of the questions as you respond to each of them. Thank you very much. And
Thank
you
you.
earlier mentioned something around angel investor. I was actually thinking maybe we will have to have a prayer and fasting period for 7 or 40 days. I do hope that's not the case.
That's not the case.
That is not the case.
No,
Thank
no.
you. Quickly,
Yeah, thank you
the
so much. Go
let's
ahead.
third question because of our time. And very quickly, the third questions says, what role do government grants and loans play in supporting new businesses, new business ventures, and how can entrepreneur access them? Because I know for us in Nigeria, it's very difficult. You have to be in a political party to gain access to an information regarding government loans and grant. So how if I don't want to necessarily belong to a political party and things like this, how do I gain access? Now let me read the question to you again. What role the government grants and loans play in supporting new business ventures, and how can entrepreneurs access them? Thank you.
All right. One thing you have to know is just this. In every country, the government, of every country, they make provision for loans and grants, which they give to people who are trying to start up business or those who already have businesses and then they want to expand. And so, like those of us who are here in Nigeria, the government has made provision for such things. And sometimes those loans can be accessed through maybe banks, the different forms of banks, or even through some NGOs or even some government schemes. Now, what you should do as an entrepreneur is to make research, ask questions, find out which one exists, which one is available, what and what, and then go for those ones. Let me just say this thing. There are some loans and grants. Of course, we know the difference between loans are money that's given to you and which you pay back after a period of time with maybe some little interest. And why grants are money that's given to you, to put into your business, and then you don't need to pay back. You should basically, when it comes to all these things, every entrepreneur should know what is happening and then know how to assess those things. And then when it comes to all these loans and grants, some of them are directed at a particular industry. Like we have these loans that are earmarked for farmers only. And then when you see such ones, if you are in that particular industry, it is somehow easier to access those loans than more like the generalized loans, especially if you fulfill their terms and their condition. So that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, Mr. Biddy, I would like us to be more direct with this question because this is a very practical question, and we have a lot of entrepreneurs and young professionals who would like to venture into a business, and they are
Okay.
looking forward to this event, this program, and they are watching us live right now. They want to have a precise information as regarding what kind of option, what are the options available to them. Do you have anyone you will want to mention to us while we're live on this show right now, or maybe along the line in the conversation, maybe you have some of them that will come to memory, maybe you want to share with us. Do you have anyone you want to share right now from government office?
Okay. Like I said before, when I said before, there are this loan that targeted at farmers. So any person that has anything to do with the farming industry, agric industry, they're able to access such loans. I remember there are some other ventures that the government had done or have set up scheme that the government has set up in the past, and so that people will be able to access those things. I remember the era of Empower. I think was it Jonathan Empower, whereby entrepreneurs, they are given the opportunity to access, those funds with the government. It's a scheme that the government, brought up. I think during the last regime, the last government, I think they also had sort things. But like I said before, you have to go back and do your research, find out the ones that are running, the ones that are available, and then the ones that you have to assess. And then for all of these schemes and loans or grants, they have set rules. So if you're able to, meet with all the qualification, if you're able to qualify and then have the necessary credentials and other stuff, and then you'll be able to, access all those facilities. Mm. I think we are back on.
All right, so sorry, audience. So sorry. We have some technical challenges here. Thank you very much for staying by. And Mr. Bede, thank you for holding the ground. And let's just continue with the conversation quickly. I think we're still talking about, I think we're done with the government issues and the government provisions for businesses and entrepreneurs access to loans. So let's quickly move on to question four. Question four is how important uh, is a solid business plan in securing funding, and what key elements should be included in such a plan?
All right. The good thing about this business plan, business plan helps any person who's going through it, maybe an investor or someone who's interested in the business or wants to notice about the business. It's kind of encapsulate everything about the business, what it is all about, the plans and the strategies, and then where it's going, and then projection or financial returns. So for a good business plan, for a business plan to be good, it should have these things. It should have an executive summary of everything about the business. Then also it should have market analysis. So that means that you as an entrepreneur, you have done your research very well, and then you in that business plan, you're able to put do analysis, the market analysis, and then put it in the business plan. All right. Then also a good business plan should have, the product and service description. So whatever it is that you're producing, if it's a product, if it's a good, or if it's a service that you're providing, you should describe it very well in that business plan. Then another important factor you should also have, you should put in there, marketing and sales strategies. So you are going to map out and say, look at the way I'm going to look at my marketing plans, my marketing strategies, and then these are my sales plans and my sales strategies. So those ones are very important. So like marketing, it's more like how are you going to get people aware of your company, your service, and your product, and then pull them in. Then where sales is more like all about converting those people, persuading them in diverse ways to make them to buy from you. All right. So all those things should just be there. And then you should also have an operational plan, how you are going to operate that your business. And then finally, and which is very, very important, financial projection. Let me just tell you, let me just tell you this story. Some time ago, I had a business idea, and I did a kind of a business plan. Beautiful. I was so proud of it. But then I didn't know better that time. I didn't put in the financial projection. And then when I presented the thing to the person involved, he said, wow, wonderful. And he looked down. He said, if I put in my money, how will I get it back? He said, there's no financial projection. That was the day I
But
went
it
back.
was supposed to be an angel investor.
He was supposed to be an angel investor.
Yeah.
But the problem was I didn't know much that time. I know I could write, those stuff. But that financial projection is very, very important. You're able to speculate that in so and so time, such amount of money is going to come in, and then we're able to make such profit. So those are things you need for a very good business plan.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I felt like I still feel like attached to angel investor anyway. I feel they won't come back to ask for their investment. So thank you very much, Mr. Bede, for the explanation. And
All right, before Mr. McAden comes back, let me just say this thing. Okay,
Share,
we're
and
back.
he's going to do right by what has been shared on this show right now, because this conversation tonight is a powerful one. We want to make sure that we capture all questions and give audience the opportunity to also ask their questions, and we'll be able to what attend to the needs of everyone. So thank you very much, Mr. PD. Once again, question number 5: how can partnership, yes, how can partnership and collaboration help in securing funding and resources for a business? Now, at what junction do you think you need to partner? At what junction do you need to collaborate with other businesses or other individuals coming together for a business to secure the funding required for the growth of that business?
All right, beautiful. I love this question. In my interaction with entrepreneurs and in sales and marketing, one of the things I see, especially down this side, in Africa and maybe Nigeria, is that most people they believe in operating, you know, just one person, just me. I don't want any person to just come in, you know. But when you know, when you realize that you need partnership, is when you see the limitations around you as more like a sole, proprietor and all those stuff. Operating a one-man show, the moment you see their limitations and you're aware of those limitations, you now realize that more like you need partnership. I encourage partnership a lot. Google, there are two of them that started it. Apple Computer, there were two of them, the two Steves, they started the stuff. If you look, some of these Fortune 500 companies, you see that some of them, you find that it's not just one person. Well, one person can start, but along the line, they will now bring in, partnership. So how do you realize you need partnership? Number one, when you see your weaknesses, and then you see someone who has a complementary strength, who will be able to help you in the areas that you're weak in, then I think you need partnership. Then another thing, that partnership helps you to access, new networks. Maybe you'll be able to leverage in, on the network and the reach and all and what your partner has. You'll be able to leverage on all those things and then use them, as an advantage to build your business. And then also, and listen carefully, one thing I found also about investors, angel investors, and the other ones, most times, if it's a one-man business, they say, okay, it's one person. If I give this person this money, won't you run away with my money? But if you come in as a partner, you have a partner, it brings about a level of credibility to it. It brings about a level of credibility to it. So you can still get investors who will invest in you as one person. It happens. Then you also have people who will feel more comfortable investing in the business idea or venture when they see that there is a form of partnership. One more thing before I round up. Before you get into partnership, please tighten all the loose ends. Know what one is supposed to bring in. What am I contributing? What is my partner contributing? How are we sharing the dividends and the benefits and all those stuff? Make sure you tighten all those things so that in the future you will not have a problem. So that is very, very important, and that's the much I can say for now.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you for that summary. And let me just add one thing to that. Um, in tightening the loose end, you may not be able to identify what are the necessary loose ends that needs to be tightened. And this is where you have to bring in a legal advisor into the what? Into your
Beautiful.
business. Into your business. Bring in a legal advisor into your business. Let the other partner bring in his or her own legal advisor into the business, and you guys come together to have a legal agreement written and documented for the
Beautiful.
partnership process. And then you can go ahead and source for your fund. Otherwise, there will be problem in the future. The
Problem.
problem is just currently being nurtured and growing gradually as your business grows. And problem.
All right, in line with what McAden said, if you're an entrepreneur, you should have a legal advisor. You should have a lawyer.
Yes, straight to the next
Uh,
question quickly.
okay,
Uh, what advice would you give entrepreneurs uh, on negotiating favorable terms with investors and lenders?
okay, okay, beautiful. Okay, I believe what you mean there, is being able to communicate very well. So certain things. Okay, let me. I don't know if this is the answer to your question. So more like um.
Maybe I should read the question to you again. Let me read the question to you again. I
Okay,
said,
go through it again. Okay,
what advice would you give to entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs on negotiating favorable terms with investors or lenders?
okay, okay. If it's favorable terms, more like the investors being attracted to you or agreeing to what you are proposing. Let me just say this thing: you should have a thorough understanding of your business. I've seen entrepreneurs, they dabble into businesses that they are not very conversant with. They don't know much about the business. But you should know the business you are getting into, you should know it in and out. And when you're communicating with the investor should be satisfied that, all right, you know your onions, you know what you're doing, and then you are, someone that he or she can invest in. And then the other one you should think about is that it's very important. Be transparent. Don't try to do shady things. Be transparent. Say it the way it is. One of the things that scares investors is that when they have this feeling that you're shady, that you're not straightforward, it scares them. They run away. So be transparent in all your dealings. It will help you. It will save you pains. Then the third one is show and demonstrate to the investor that your business or your business idea, that it has potential for growth, that it can grow, it is scalable. Now, most times you keep hearing about this in entrepreneurial discussion about scalability. So it's all about the ability for your business to generate funds and for it to grow and expand. So communicate those things to your investor, that there is potential for growth. And then the last thing also I have to say is this: please, as an entrepreneur, don't go alone. There are people who have done this thing before you came in. There are people who have gone ahead of you, who have more knowledge, who have more experience. Leverage on their experiences, get the most from their knowledge. So I'm talking about mentors, and advisors. Search out for those people who have done the thing you're doing now, who have done it before, who are more experienced. Search them out, connect with them, ask them questions, keep getting feedback, and then still keep tapping into their knowledge. It will help you a great deal. And then when they know, the investor, when they know that you have short backends, I believe it's going to help them to, make the decision to get into business with you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. I won't be adding anything to that because that is perfectly said. And I would just want to go straight to the questions we have left because time is running very fast against us, and we want to be able to capture all the questions and give room to audience. If there be any questions from the audience point of view. So thank you very much, Mr. Bede. Uh, Quickly, question 7: how can entrepreneurs tap into their potential, their personal network and communicate, communities to raise initial capital for their business ideas.
Okay. So your community is your network, the people who are around you. Now, listen, like I said before, as an entrepreneur, you have to learn how to pitch. Let me just say this thing: you have to learn how to pitch. There are these TV series. I love them. I think America they have this what they call it again? Is it
Lions
Shark
Den.
Tank? Lion. They have Lion Den. Yeah, Lion Den is Nigerian, right? Then they have this Shark Tank. Listen,
Titans.
watch the what? Now, listen. All those shows that talk about businesses, and then you see um, people who have business ideas, and then they come before this panel of investors, angel investors, and then they're able to sell their ideas to those ones so that they can invest in their businesses. Please, I want to advise you: watch those shows. They will help you to learn how to pitch. They'll teach you how to negotiate. They'll teach you how to communicate your ideas, and they'll teach you how to get all those investors. So, talking about your network, learn how to reach out to your friends, your families, and people all around you, colleagues, and then tell them about your business, and then let them see how they can come in, and help you. I was talking with a lady recently. She's a wonderful cook, and she went to start this restaurant. And so she didn't have much money on her. So I advised, say, what about your people all around you? And incidentally, she has brothers and sisters who are staying abroad. I say, pitch them. And then she was able to talk to them, and she convinced them. And they had to send money to her. And she is at the verge of starting her business. For a long time, she has been suffering and going through a lot of things. But being able to understand that this is her gifting and she has this passion, she was able to pitch her brothers and sisters as she's about to start her business. I myself, there was a time I had a good business idea and I needed serious financial backing. You know the people I pitched? I pitched my old classmates, secondary school classmates. All of us are married and in different parts of the world, but there are these two people I picked. And I told them, say, look at the idea I have, look at this. And they were so interested. And right now, we are trying to put some things in place, to get that thing working. So look for those around you, those that believe in you, family, friends, and all the rest. Tell them about the business and then go ahead. Then social media is a wonderful place. See, you can pitch in the social media. If you have a large followership or whatever, you can say, hey, I have this plan and all the rest. Any person is interested, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, and look at what I'm looking for. And I tell you, some people, they've done it. And they've been able to connect with people and then who have been able to help them. And then maybe those people have now turned out to be angel investors and be able to raise funds for them to kickstart those businesses and then move with it.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. We want to move very fast with the speed of light now, not,
Whoa.
I mean, not slowing down anymore because time is fast. Our time is fast spent. And thank you very much,
Yeah.
Mr. B, for your explanation, illustration, examples, giving, just to make sure that our audience get the best out of the conversation tonight. But then don't forget, Mr. Big, I'm still looking for that angel investors that will give the money. It's an angel investor, so it shouldn't bother about where the money has gone into. So I can do whatever I like with that money. So thank you very much, audience. Please join us, drop comments, and as you drop comments, don't worry, we're coming back to your comments. And but for now, let's go to the next question. Question 8. What are some, excuse me, pardon me for that. What are some common mistakes uh, to avoid when seeking funding in a tough economy like that of the Nigerian economy where we are right now?
Okay. All right. Some of the things I found out is it happens so much. Someone just say, I have this business idea, I have this business, make this business go. And then when you now ask the person, you know what? He said, they said, people say that it's a viable business. That's one of the big mistakes I see people make. Don't go by what the people said, that people are making it understand. Have you done your research? Have you done your market survey? So one of the things I find out a problem that one should avoid, in this regard, don't overestimate market demand, though. Don't. They will say that this one is. Don't do that.
Mm.
Calm down. Do your market survey, and then make sure that what you are coming out with is realistic and is the truth.
Mm.
Then the second one also, is this. Please, all those angel investors, McAden, you're looking for the angel investors. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Some of those angel investors, some of them turn out later to become devils. I'm telling you. By the time they give it to you, you'll be running helter skelter.
Oh
One
God.
advice I always give: any person who is interested in investing in you, please do a research on the person. Carry out a research, find out. Because
Mm.
there are some people, they are very, very, I want it, but find out as much as you can. There are some people that are very good. They want to invest, and they flash the money before you. But when you look at their records, the people that they've invested in the past, they are carrying pain. Those so-called angel investors have dealt with them. So carry out your own, um, just carry out your own research on all those ones. Don't just jump in. Ask questions about them. So that's very important. And then also, um, you have to have a definite business strategy. No matter what you sell, no matter the services you're giving, even if it's common. Okay, let me say one of the most common businesses around, more like small scale, is these provision stores, right? You see people along the streets, and you see one particular street just have up to 10 provision stores and all those stuff. You say everybody's doing it, okay, so you want to join the bandwagon. Even if everybody's doing it and you want to be a part of that, have your strategy. A lot of people, they don't
Mm.
have strategies. Today, there is a lady I talked with who was about starting her business. I asked her, I say, what's your strategy? Come up with your strategy. I know this one is a restaurant, the normal thing and not the rest. But by virtue of the thing I taught her, you know what she said? My strategy is just this: quality food with a little bit of quantity at a good price. And she wants to sell to students. So students, they know they are going to get quality food, yummy. And then the quantity will be slightly above what they see. And then the price is good. I tell you what, I told her, I said, make sure that this thing you're setting up, that it's not going to eat into your profit. Do your calculations very, very well. She's going to make a kill. She's going to she will rake in money. So always have a strategy. Don't go about doing things that you don't have, workable, strategies. And then also, maybe the last one I have to talk about is, you know, you you just I see people who are their level of optimism is it's good to be optimistic, but that let it be let it be rational, let it be reasonable, let it be
Mm.
founded on truth and reality. Oh, we're going to
Mm.
make all this kind of stuff. And then whatever you do, also please have a backup plan.
Mm.
Have plan B. If this one doesn't work, I should have plan B.
Mm.
That's all I can say about that.
Thank you very much. What you just said, the last point you raised, so you said have plan B. I remember watching a YouTube video of a business analyst saying you can always change the product, but you should never stop doing business. So that is what
Beautiful.
my advice would be to the audience watching us right now. Have plan B. And then one of the key things I want to mention right now, in addition to pitfalls to avoid when seeking for fund, don't go and seek for fund when you know that your business will be there. You'll be dealing in a business environment where the currency is like naira, and you know the currency, the rate at which naira is falling compared to dollar, and then you have to return your investment, your investors. You have to return back their investment in dollars. So it will eat up. In fact, it will eat up you, the business owner, if you are not careful. So be careful if you are doing business in naira and you are borrowing money or bringing in an investor in dollars, and you know what that implies. So you be careful how to negotiate well your returns. So thank you very much, Mr. PD. So quickly, let's go to the next question. Question number 9. Uh, what strategy works best for funding in tough economy? What strategies work best for funding in tough economy?
Okay. First and foremost, I will say this.
Very fast, Mr. BD, because we are out of time.
All right, minimize expenses, minimize expenses, cut down things that are not necessary, cut them down, remove them completely, or remove all those loopholes where money leaks, leaks out in your businesses. Just close them up, cut down expenses. Then number two is yeah, focus on you know revenue generating strategies. If you are getting money like this, look for other ways that you can get money. Let me just give you a short example. There was this young man that has a pure water factory. He came to me a few weeks ago. He wanted me to shorty him for a loan that he's applying for. So when I was asking him, he said, "Why are you going for that stuff?" The way the high cost of materials is affecting his business and slowing things down, and then also high cost of fuel and diesel. So he said, okay, he had to look for another way to bring in revenue. And right now he's getting into, ice block making and distribution. Beautiful. He has water. And so you have to look for ways to strategies to generate more revenues. Okay, another thing also is that also you have to also find a way to diversify, your funding sources. So look for ways to get funds, find other ways to get funds to inject into your business so that you keep moving. Okay,
All
and
right.
then we've talked about right. All right, then we've talked about the loans and the grants from government. Please explore those things, look for them, assess them. See, people are laying hold of the money, so why can't you lay hold on it? Explore those things and get hold of all those stuff and inject them into your business. Then this thing, please, without your customers you have no business. Maintain good customer relationship, especially your loyal customers. Don't joke with them, handle them with care, because they can easily go to your competitor. Have good customer relationship, and then also be able to adapt to market changes. The market is so volatile. Look at the way we do business in Nigeria. Things keep changing all the time. Learn how to adapt. Thank you.
Thank you. Learn how to adapt and increase your streams of income for your business, from pure water seller to ice block maker. So increase your streams of income. That is a summary for me there on that question. Question 10 quickly, Mr. Bidi. Any personal stories of funding challenge during downtimes? Any personal stories you want to share with us? And we want to come from the place
Okay.
of personal touch. Quickly.
Okay. Personal stories. Do I really have this thing? But one of somebody made me. I was tutoring someone, training the person on all those stuff. I believe so much in creating multiple streams of income. So when we now worked on some stuff, and I asked the person, we found that there was only just one linear. I said, no. I said, listen, that the next session we're going to have, because of a lot of things that were happening, the person almost abandoned that business idea. But I said, no, we're going to work on how to what? Bring in. You are doing this, so we can create many streams of income. How people will now be able to what? Access your services. They will pay one time, they will pay again and again, and then monthly, revenue will be coming in. And that's what we're working on right now, and I believe that it's going to work out, very well. So that's all I can just say for now, because of time.
All right. Thank you very much. Our time is fast spent. Our time is fast spent. But we'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll be taking the last question. Thank you. All right, we are back. We are back, and the show continue. Mr. Bede, thank you very much for staying on the show tonight, and it has been a wonderful conversation here at the Corporate Life Studio. This show takes place every Friday evening. We bring in specialists to discuss important topic as it may affect you, a professional or an entrepreneur. And tonight we've been discussing how to source for fund, how to source for fund. That has been our major discussion. How to source for fund uh, for your business, for your business ideas and plans in a tough economy like the one we find ourselves in Nigeria. Mr. Bede has been doing so fantastically well dealing with each of the questions, but we want to wrap up the conversation now with the last question. Unusual, we usually have 10 questions on the show, but tonight we're having more than 10 questions on the show. So, Mr. Bede, how do we weigh funding risk during uncertain times like this? Now, this is where let me give an explanation to that question. Imagine
Okay.
you borrowed $1,000, 1,000 US dollars, and at that point in time, dollar was just let's say 900 naira to a dollar. Now you want to pay back. You have to, when you are doing business in Nigeria, you have to convert the dollars to naira. You converted
Yeah.
it very well that time. You were so happy. You made, at least you did the business, and now you are finished with the business. You are done with the business. You now want to pay back, and you have to pay your investors, the angel investor, before it becomes a demon investor, and you have to pay him back or she back in dollars. Now, to convert the money back to dollars is becoming difficult because scarcity of dollars, high rate of exchange, and the money you have at hand, even after doing the business, is not even enough to pay back your investors. How do you deal with such situations? Because this is becoming a risk for Nigerian investors. I mean, for Nigerian business men and women, entrepreneurs and professionals that are willing to engage themselves in business. How do you deal in such situation?
All right. One of the things, like you just said right now, you have to always check, the economic factors. Is before you do anything, you have to look at the risk, and then you have to look at the economic factor. Like you talked about the naira dollar exchange rate. And so the economic factor is there, which is very, so we have to look at those things. If there's any change, like we're experiencing right now, we found that there are changes and all those things. So we have to put those things in place, those risk factors. That's number one. Then also look at the volatility of the market. How is the market stable? How stable is the market? Goods rise today, tomorrow it goes down, then the next day rise higher. So you have to look at the volatility of the market. So those are some of the things you have to consider, the risk you have to consider, when you have to weigh when it comes to, funding. And then depending on the industries, there are ones who are general and then there are ones that are particular to certain industries. All these regulatory changes. So you found that there are changes, regulatory changes. It happens. These are the things that people complain about. These are the things that people complain about in this our country, that the changes, regulation, they are so frequent, and then they are very sudden. So when you see somebody coming to invest, the person is not sure of the stability of all these things. The person may lose money because of, not being sure of how the changes happen. Also, you have to look at your cash flow and then also your ability to grow. So these are some of the things that you have to look in to check the risk factors over these things before you do any form of, whether you're receiving funds or you're giving out funds. But right now we're talking about receiving funds. So like you said, somebody will give you money in dollars, and they have to convert to naira and do business. And then by the time you give your blood, donate your blood and sweat yourself, make the profit, dollar has gone up. So by the time you are returning the thing back, it doesn't measure up. So these are the things you have to consider, the risks you have to consider, concerning funding.
That would mean that foreign investment, especially in foreign currency, should be critically analyzed and looking at the possibility of changes to the economy. You have to critically analyze the possibility of the change in economy as to how it affects the money borrowed as against the time you borrow the money and to the time you will be returning the money. You critically analyze
Exactly.
the possibility of the changes and see if you can mitigate those changes, those effects, or the effects and the impact of those changes to the value of the currency that you'll be returning back against your
Exactly.
profit, so that you will not have worked and then it will not be a total loss at the end
Lost.
when you have assumed that you are in profit and you are laughing. Then your angel investor will become a demon investor. So it has been a wonderful conversation, Mr. Bede. Thank you very much. I can't find any comments from the audience right now, but I know some of them are watching. I know some people will watch later the conversation. What will be your last word for anyone doing business and we want to take investment as a way of growing the business?
All right. My advice is this: business is not easy. There comes a time, when you're doing your business that you feel like giving up. I just want to tell you, do not give up. Be resilient. Be able to, withstand the pressure. And then even if you go down, have the ability to bounce back again and keep moving. My advice to you: don't ever throw in the towel. Don't give up. And then also be very, very adaptable. Whenever there are change, they keep happening. Technological wise, economy, government policies, a lot of things, price changes. As changes as they occur, always adapt. Always, change. Don't give up. Let me just share this thing briefly. There are times when in the past, I would just hit, a brick wall in my business, and I'm just at the verge of giving up. But at time I came to realize that when that thing happens, I have knowledge problem. I realize that there is something I need to know. The moment I know it, I'll be able to break through that brick wall and then keep moving. And so I go for knowledge. I read books, I make researches, and then by the time I get it, by the time I get my answer, I keep moving. So be adaptable, keep changing, keep adjusting, keep moving on, but do not give up. And another thing also, try and be resourceful, try and be very creative. Look for diverse ways, to apply, to push your business. Seek for strategies, different strategies that you can, use to make sure that your business moves ahead. So those are the things I have to say. You will win and you will succeed in your business.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. The summary of the conversation for tonight. Remember, this is the Corporate Life Show with McAden. I am your host, and I am Adeniyi Macarthy, your tech bro, or your host at the Corporate Life Studio, at the Corporate Life Show. Every Friday, continuously on those three platforms. Matters as it may concern you, a professional entrepreneur. And tonight, it has been a wonderful time discussing with Mr. Bede. And we want to say from the entire team at Corporate Life Show, say a very big thank you to you. And that is why I want to use this as a way of appreciating you. Thank you for your time, Mr. Bede, for joining us tonight on the show. We really appreciate you. God bless you.
Thank you. And thank you for inviting me. I
All right.
appreciate you so much, McAden and your team. You people are doing a great work. Keep doing it.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate you too. And we want to say a very big thank you to all our audience too. Now from this next week and on the dot with you. And this your marriage can your growth process either as a career person or as a business person. And next week I have a fantastic guest. I won't tell you right now, but you watch out and join us in the conversation. Bye bye for now, everyone.